Hey guys, welcome to day 2. Oh my God, I nearly said day 3. I'm day ahead of myself. Day 2 of Empowered Alignment. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited to talk to you today all about confidence and empowerment. And if you know me, you may know that confidence is something that I have struggled with in my past. And I used to feel that I had to look a certain way, or I had to weigh a certain amount of kilograms on the scales, or I had to wear certain clothes, or I had to do my hair and makeup a certain way, or I had to have my business at a certain level before I could actually feel confident. And what I want to tell you today is that we overcomplicate confidence so freaking much. And I want to share with you guys how we can actually step into the state of confidence anywhere, anytime, whenever you need that, because it is a decision, and it's a decision that we make, and it's about choosing ourselves. It's about choosing our own authenticity and what we stand for. It's about choosing that over choosing fear of judgment and the fear of failure and the fear that other people might talk about us or have thoughts that we don't want them to have about us. So that's really what I want to talk to you guys about today. And as I said, this is an area of my life that I have struggled with, and it's held me back. It had held me back. It doesn't hold me back anymore because I fucking know my worth, and I know that I can step into this state of confidence anytime I want to. So let's talk about confidence. Let's talk about what it is, and let's talk about why it's important, because I think that's a really worthwhile thing for you to understand why confidence is important. We're talking about our vision, we're talking about goals and action. How does confidence fit into the equation? So let's have a talk about that. So confidence is a state. As I said, it is a state, and it's going to help you in every single area of your life. There is no part of your life that is not going to benefit from you stepping into a confident state and being able to feel this confidence within yourself at any time. Confidence is a choice. Okay, let me say that again. Confidence is a choice. And it's a choice that we make every single day. It's a choice that we make to either step into confidence and to show up from the heart and to show up as our authentic selves and to do what feels true to us, or not. They're the two choices that we have. We can either choose to show up as our true authentic selves, or we can choose to make ourselves small and shrink to fit in and hold ourselves back. So confidence is listening to your soul, and confidence is honoring what is true for you. Okay, how often have you done something for somebody else, or done something that somebody else has wanted you to do, or you've done something that other people are doing because you feel like that's what people are doing, that's just what you have to do, and you don't feel confident to actually step out and do things your own way. Confidence is saying yes to yourself. It is choosing to show up in your most real, your most authentic, and the most true way for you. Okay, it's not about showing up in the most true way for your friend or somebody that you've met last week who it's about showing up in the way that is most true for you and in your true authenticity. And when you say yes to doing that, when you can do that, when you can stand in your authenticity, stand in your truth, show up in a way that's true for you and true in your heart, that, my friends, is confidence. That is confidence. Anything less than showing up in your true authenticity and in a way that is aligned deeply within your soul and at your core, anything less than doing all of that, then that's not confidence. Anything less than that is shrinking to fit in. It's doing the things because we think that we're going to win the approval of others. And I don't know about you guys, but I have been there and I have done that. And that feels fucking icky. Doing things because you feel like somebody's going to judge you and you just want to get their approval. That does not feel good for me. That doesn't feel good for me. And that's why I now make the choice every single day to not do that anymore. I choose to not show up that way. I choose to show up from my heart and to show up as myself. And you know what? I also understand that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. we're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, guys. And when I've got something on my tongue. It's the hair. I think. Anyway, I'm just going to have a drink. Hang on. Okay. Sorry. I just ate lunch. I had this really nice chicken stir fry with beautiful organic chicken and some bok choy and zucchini and some yummy noodles, but also with peanut butter because it was a satay. And anyway, it might be a peanut. So anything less than showing up in your true authenticity is shrinking to fit in. It's seeking the approval of others. It's not following your heart. It's doing what you think is normal or what is, what you think is the accepted and the right way to do things. But confidence is showing up from your heart and understanding that not everybody is going to like it, or not everybody's going to agree with it, or it's not going to resonate with everyone. And it's being okay with that. It's being okay with that. Stepping into your confidence is taking back your power. Okay, it's getting back into the driver's seat of your life. It's getting back into the driver's seat and driving that bus yourself, rather than allowing other people to dictate where you're going, rather than allowing other events to dictate where you're going. Confidence is you choosing to step into that driver's seat, take control of the wheel, and fucking drive your own way. It's about driving your own way. Nobody else gets to dictate to you where you're going and how you show up. It's only you who chooses that. It's only you who gets to choose that. So you also need to be careful about how you identify yourself. And, do you sort of call yourself to identify with not being a confident person? Like, if you were talking to somebody, would those words come out of your mouth? Like, oh, I'm not really a confident person. You need to be really careful of that, because that's a label that you're putting on yourself, and it's not an accurate label, because being, confident or not is a choice. It doesn't change who you are as a person as such. But the more that you feed yourself like these labels and these statements and that sort of thing, the more they're becoming hardwired in your mind, and the easier it will become for you over time to actually resonate with those statements. And I don't know about you, but, I don't particularly want to resonate with, I'm not a confident person. I want to resonate with, I am a confident person, and I choose this confidence, and I choose to feel powerful, and I choose to be authentic and to stand in my authenticity and to follow my fucking truth. That's what I want to resonate with. So it might be really worth your while just having a think about, what do you want to identify and resonate with? Do you want to identify as being not a confident person, or would you prefer to identify in a different way? But yeah, these sorts of labels are not going to serve you if you want to build your confidence, and if you want to feel more confident. Calling yourself not a confident person is not going to serve you, and that's going to become more hardwired, and it'll really just lead to you showing up more as that not confident person. So, and that's not going to help you get the results that you want to see in your life, because I'm going to go into this in a minute, is to talk about the results and how confidence impacts all of that stuff. But anyway, before I move into that, my suggestion would be to you guys to notice the ways that you speak to yourself. So, your self-talk, the mean girl, the inner critic perhaps. Notice how you speak to yourself about your level of confidence and about what you're capable of. And, write those things down. If you've got a journal, like, you could do this for the next week, and this could be so powerful for you. Notice the things you say about your confidence. Notice, where you doubt yourself and that sort of thing. And then try to reframe those things. So if one of the more negative things that comes up for you is, I don't feel like a confident person, how can you reframe that? And, maybe the reality is right now you don't feel confident, but are you excited to feel confident? Are you excited to step into a level of confidence that is going to see you propel and is going to see you actually step on the gas and get the results that you want? So maybe you could reframe that, like, I am excited to feel confident in myself. So just have a think about that. That's just a little side note for you to have a think about how you talk to yourself about your confidence. So why does it matter? Confidence equals results pretty much. And without confidence and without feeling empowered to actually move forward, then you're going to be less likely to take action. And this was one of the cycles that I found myself kind of stuck on repeat in, because I didn't feel confident in myself. I would think about all these things that I wanted to do, and then I just wouldn't take action because I doubt myself and I think, well, it's probably not going to work, or I don't feel confident to talk to that person, so I just won't worry about it. And do you think I got the results that I wanted? Held to the no. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But as soon as I started to step into that confident state, and once I began to understand that my results are directly linked with my confidence as well as they are with action, that's when things started to change for me. And there are some things that you can do, and I'm going to guide you through later to actually start to step into that state. But what I also wanted to do is talk to you guys a little bit about this concept. Perception is projection. Okay? Perception is projection. Now, understanding this was a game changer for me, and I only really began to understand this a few months ago. And when you do understand this, you realize, like, you go, oh my God, there is no reason, no need for me to not feel confident, because it doesn't fucking matter, because it's not about me. So first of all, let's think about this. What are the main reasons that you don't feel confident? So what are the main reasons that you don't feel confident? For most people, it tends to be there's a fear of failure, or maybe a fear of judgment. There tends to be some sort of fear, some sort of worry about what other people think, what other people might say about you. It's most often things like that. And you've got a space in your workbook so that you can just kind of brain dump these things. You know, if you don't feel fully confident, what are some of the reasons for that? So let me explain a little bit about how perception is projection works. This is, oh God, as I said, this was a fucking game changer for me. This is a presupposition that we can only perceive what is already in our consciousness. Okay? We can only perceive what is already in our consciousness. So we perceive the world and other people not as it is. No, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. Okay? We don't see other people as they are. We see other people as we are. Okay? So what we perceive outside of us is who we are. It's always from within us. It's always, always, always from within us. So we can't perceive anything outside of us that isn't already within us. Okay, so just take a minute to just reflect on that and what that means. And there's a couple of reasons why this is so really, really important. So firstly, this concept, this presupposition invites us to look at everybody around us as a mirror. It's an opportunity for us to look at what triggers us as something that we need to resolve within ourselves. And so when we encounter a particular projection, we can then become conscious of it and we can deal with it. We can't deal with it before we're conscious of it. So this concept invites us to have a look at our perceptions and projections and what they could be inviting us to see within ourselves that might need to be healed, that might need to be dealt with, that might need to be addressed and just kind of, reworked a little bit. But secondly, this also helps us to understand, and this is where it's really important for confidence. This also helps us to understand where somebody else could be projecting their own stuff onto us. Okay, so let's say, for example, Joan. I don't think we have a Joan in the group. Let's say that Joan is following me on Instagram. She's watching my posts and she thinks like, oh my God, Carly, your posts are so self-involved. Like, all you do is talk about yourself. Okay. And then she goes and sees her friend and she's like, Carly, all she talks about is herself and her business. Like, I wish she'd just shut up for a minute. So comments and scenarios like this used to really upset me, and it used to really get under my skin. And it would stop me from showing up as myself. Sometimes it would stop me showing up full stop, but it would stop me from showing up as myself, and I would tend to put this mask on and just sort of be the Carly that I felt like people wanted me to be or expected me to be. But understanding now that perception is projection, I can now look at Joan with compassion, because the fact that Joan is judging me and my posts shows that maybe Joan has got something that she needs to have a look at within herself, because the fact that she's judging me and my posts and my business or whatever she's judging is not actually about me. And it's none of my business either, because it's all about Joan. It's all about Joan. And these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions, whatever, are coming up for her for a reason. And this is an invitation for her to look in and have a look at what she might need to like investigate, resolve within herself. Okay, so maybe Joan like really wants to run her own business and she doesn't know where to start. Or maybe Joan wants to share more about herself, but she doesn't feel confident enough to. I hope that's making sense. I'm really giving you guys a pretty like high level of this, but yeah, it's something quite important to understand. But yeah, like it could be anything. So when we look at other people, we need to understand that if we're judging somebody, that's all about us. So if you look at someone and go, you know, I don't like anything that she posts, she's just completely full of herself. Well, that's an indication that you need to have a look within yourself. And as I said, if somebody is looking at you and, you know, feeling those sorts of things or saying those sorts of things, then that's not about you at all. That's about them. That's about the other person. It's always about you. So you just got to think like you're looking into, when you're judging, it's always about you. You're looking into a mirror and you're projecting back at you what's within you. Always. And this really changed the game for me. Let me give you another example. This is a real life scenario. 1 second. Oops. So this is a real life scenario, and it was only a few weeks ago. Yeah, a few weeks ago, I think. And like experiencing this and going through this and like, or not going through it, but like being in this situation really made me click and go, oh my God, that has sunk in. I understand this concept now. And it is actually helping me to change. It's helping me to change. I got a message from a friend of mine one night, and like she'd been out drinking, and she probably wouldn't have messaged me had she not been. But she messaged and she's like, "Hey Carly, I haven't been on Facebook for a while, but what the heck are you posting that's like making everyone thinks that you've lost it, that your views are completely insane. Everybody's talking about you and like you're crazy. Like what the heck is going on?" And so I got this message the next morning and I was kind of like, shit, okay. So I've read the message a couple of times and I was waiting for my default reaction to kick in, which would have been to go straight back to her and be like, oh my God, who's talking about me? What did they say? You know, and then to try and like justify why I had been, you know, posting certain things or justify my views. And I would have felt this like sinking feeling in my chest, maybe even felt a little bit sick in my stomach. And it just would have felt awful. So I was like, I read it over a couple of times and I was like, okay, something's changed. Like I'm not getting this, this feeling in my chest. I don't feel sick. I don't fucking care who said what. Maybe I understand this concept. Maybe I understand that, you know, because I'm not having this usual reaction. Maybe I now understand that whoever had been saying whatever was simply projecting their own stuff onto me. And that's not my problem. Like that is not my problem at all. It's simply an indication for them to have a look at what could be coming up for them. Whether or not they did that, I don't know, and I don't care. You know, that's not my business. That's not for me to worry about. That's, yeah, I send them love and compassion and light. But what that moment showed me was that it does not matter what anybody says or what anybody thinks, because it is not about me. And that's why I wanted to share this with you guys about perception is projection, because when you can understand that if somebody talks about you, if somebody says something about you, if somebody has a certain feeling or thought about you, it's not about you, not at all. It's always about them. And if I'm having a certain thought about you, that's about me. And that's my invitation to go and look and go, right, what sort of work do I need to, do on myself? Like, what's coming up for me here? What needs to be resolved within me so that I'm no longer projecting my bullshit onto other people and making other people wrong? So perception is projection. Ever since that moment when I realized I was having a different reaction, different physical reaction, different everything. I've shown up differently and I've chosen myself. I've said yes to myself every single time, and I've chosen to follow my heart, and I've chosen to stand in my authenticity, and I've done it with confidence. Because it doesn't matter what anybody says about me. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about me. What matters is if I'm being true to myself. Sorry, my phone just cut out then for 1 second. I don't know if that stopped the recording or not. But what matters is what's in here. And that's what matters for you too. Saying yes to you and following your heart, regardless of any potential fears of what someone else could say. That's not your business. It's not your business at all. And I really want that to sink in. I really want you to reflect on that. And there are some exercises in the workbook. Let me just double check the page for you guys. I've got it here. Where is it? It's the wrong one. Goodness me. Okay, so page 3. There's some other things before that as well. But where in my life are others potentially projecting their own perceptions onto me? You may not know. But where am I projecting onto others? That's a really important one. Yeah. Okay, so that was good. That was big. So let's now just take a minute to get clear on who you want to be. Okay, so yesterday we worked through goals, we worked through vision, okay? But today, let's get clear on who you want to be and who do you really desire to be and who do you really, really want to become? Because again, guys, this is a choice. Yeah, this is a choice. So what are all the qualities that you want to be able to see in yourself? So take a few minutes to write those down, and if you would like to pause the video to do so, please go ahead and do that. Once you have written all of those things down in your workbook, you're going to dissect them and just like determine what are the changes that you need to make in order to really embody and become that person. So because at your very best, at your highest self, this is already you. It's already you, because remember, you can't see something that's not already within you. So all of these things that you want to be, all of, the things that you've just written down, who you desire to be, who you want to become, you're already that person. You already have all of those qualities within you, because you can't see anything outside of you that doesn't already exist within you. How fucking amazing is that? Like, you are already that person. It's just now about aligning and, working out what you need to actually do to really embody that person. And doing so consistently as well. So just take a minute. If you've already done it, brilliant. If you haven't, just take a minute now, pause the video and work out what are the things. Get in touch with your heart and trust your unconscious mind here, because your unconscious and your heart knows exactly what you need to do in order to become this person who you really already are inside. It's just embodying that outwardly. So take a moment, pause the video, and just write down at least one thing that you can do over the next month to embody each of the qualities that you've just written down that are already you, because you can't see anything that isn't you. Oh, man, I tell you what, my life changed when I realized, when I actually understood that. yeah, because as I said, I'd been holding on to this, this feeling that I have to look a certain way, I have to do a certain, thing, or I have to be a certain way before I can be confident. And when I actually truly understood that none of that shit matters, it was so liberating. I have to tell you, it was just so liberating. And as I said, it has changed the way that I show up now. It's changed the way I show up. So one final thing that I want to do with you guys today, and this is like a real treat. So I'm really hoping that you love this experience. And this is one of my favorite things to do with my clients. This is one of my favorite things to do on a one-to-one level to really help somebody to install and anchor in the feeling of confidence so that you can access it anywhere. And this is so much fun. This is a technique called anchoring. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll explain the process, and then I'll actually take you through it. So what this is doing is, it's a technique called anchoring, where we're going to recall a past experience of you feeling totally confident. Okay, so you're going to recall a past experience, past memory, and you're going to use a specific stimulus, all right, to actually anchor in those feelings. So what I mean by stimulus is, for example, mine is on my left knuckle and my right pointer finger. I've anchored in confidence. So when I touch this point, I am overcome by feelings of total confidence. I've got some other amazing things anchored on this spot too. But I have these feelings of total confidence, and my physiology starts to change and my voice starts to change, and I really step into that feeling of total confidence. Okay, so this is what we're going to do with you guys today, and as I said, this is a real treat, and I hope you love this. You might have even experienced this before, and but anyway, so yeah, I would look, my suggestion is that you use something like this, or even your hand to your heart. Whatever feels good for you. Like there's no right or wrong. The only thing I would say is, like, don't do it on top of, like, if you've got a watch on, don't do it on top of your watch or on a ring or something that can move, because you want to be able to access that point with the same pressure at any time you like. So you don't want it to be like different if you're wearing certain clothes or something. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, whatever feels the most natural to you. And then once you've sort of worked out where you want to assign your anchor, where you want to install this feeling of confidence, the light has just gone really dark in here. I don't know if you've noticed it, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm then going to take you through a short script where you're going to listen to me, and you're going to recall this memory. You're going to recall this experience of feeling totally confident. And as you get to the peak of the confident state, you're going to pop you're going to activate your anchor. Okay, and you're going to hold it there for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds, no shorter, no longer is necessary. And you're really just going to allow those feelings to take over you, and allow those feelings to really just wash over you and feel totally confident. And yeah, so whenever then you're out in the real world, you can access this anchor whenever you like, and whenever you feel that like you want a boost of confidence. So let's say, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're going to go and do a video, and you're going to go onto your Instagram and do a live or something. If you want to feel totally confident before you get on and do that, you can activate your anchor. Okay, so you can literally step into this state at any time you like. It's a choice. Okay, now the energy in which you take into setting up this anchor is super important as well. So if you kind of feel like, I don't know if this is going to work, it's probably not. Okay, because it's always a decision. But if you go into this and you're like open to this, and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to anchor in some fierce as fuck confidence, then it's gonna be amazing. Okay, and then at the same time, when you go out to use your anchor, go out and go in with the intention that this anchor is allowing you to step into this state of confidence, and your physiology is changing, and you're really making that decision to step into that confidence. Okay, so yeah, this is a really, really tool. Oh my God, this is a really cool tool. Like, as I said, if you're wanting to go and speak to a group of people, or if you're going into a business meeting, or even if you're just going into like a difficult conversation that you don't feel all that great about, activate your anchor. yeah, so yeah, as I said, I've got a few on my knuckle. There are so many possibilities with this and so many ways that you can use these anchors. And this is something that I do with my one-to-one clients like all the time. We're always anchoring in different states that we want to feel because we know how powerful it is. Okay, so I feel like I've done a lot of talking. It's time to just relax and just take a minute. In a moment, I am going to ask you to remember a time when you felt totally confident, and it's going to be most effective if you can remember a specific time, so a specific memory of you feeling totally confident. Now, if you can't recall anything and you really can't, pause this video just for a second and ask your unconscious mind if you could recall a moment in your life where you felt totally confident. What would that moment have been? If you still can't recall anything, you absolutely can't recall anything, I want you to then imagine what it's like to feel totally confident. Now, that's not quite as effective, so it's going to be much more effective if you're drawing on a specific time and a specific memory, but it can still work, okay? So before we go ahead, just make sure that you're sitting comfortably and that you have a moment in mind where you can recall an experience, a specific time of feeling totally confident. All right, and now I'm going to take you through the process. So I want you to close your eyes and just relax and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and just allowing yourself to feel really comfortable and just melt into the chair that you're sitting in or the floor that you're sitting on, and just allow yourself to feel really comfortable and relaxed and connecting with that moment. So can you remember a time when you felt totally confident? Can you remember a specific time? And as you go back to that time now, go right back to that time, float down into your body and see what you saw, hear what you heard, and really feel the feelings of being totally confident. Now make that picture bigger, brighter, closer, and give that feeling a color and spread that color all throughout your body. Breathe the way you were breathing and move the way you were moving, and then feel totally confident. And when you're ready, let's come back to the room. Okay, now if you didn't use your anchor, if you didn't activate your anchor through that script, that's okay. You've got to hear it now. So just then go back and take yourself back into that time when you felt totally confident. Go through it again and make sure you activate your anchor for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds at the peak, just before you're getting to the peak of that really confident feeling, so that you can anchor that feeling. You can anchor all of those feelings of confidence into yourself. So I just love this. It's such a simple tool, guys. Like, it is so simple. It's one of the most simple NLP tools that I've been taught, but it is one that, I use often because it's really quick, it's really easy, and it can help you step into such a powerful, confident state. So that feeling is now anchored into your wherever you used your anchor. So make sure that you use it. Okay, so it's like anything. If you don't use it, you'll lose it, right? So within the next 24 to 48 hours, activate your anchor and let me know how you went with it. Maybe, before we come back on Sunday for our next session, let me know how you found using that anchor. Like, did you have to have a conversation with someone you just felt a little bit like, or, it's the weekend, maybe you're going out somewhere, maybe you're getting dressed up, or, you just want to feel good about yourself as you're going out and you're talking to some people or whatever. Use that anchor, and just as you use it, just really allow yourself to connect to those feelings, let them wash over you, and just notice your physiology, your body change, your demeanor totally change. So let me know how you went with it. That's what I would love to see you guys do in the group over the next couple of days, is let me know how you went with that confidence anchor. So that was a lot of fun. I love talking about confidence, and I love sharing about perception is projection, because I think that is really so powerful. And if you can understand that, you can kind of see that there's no reason to not feel confident, because whatever anybody else thinks or says about you, it's all just about them. It's nothing to do with you at all, not even a little bit. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed today. You'll find the worksheet, well, you've probably already found it by now, but the worksheet is in the group as well. So go through your exercises, have a day tomorrow being Saturday to just really integrate everything, and just enjoy the fact that you are participating in this incredible free 3-day mini series, Empowered Alignment. So really just enjoy that fact, and just really soak it up and take as much as you can out of it. So yeah, thank you guys. I will be back on Sunday. I will pop into the group on Saturday tomorrow and see how you guys are all going. But otherwise, I'll be back on Sunday to finish this strong and to really guide you guys through setting some actions from a really aligned place, so that you can step out there into 2021 feeling super aligned, super confident, and you know what your goals are and you know what you need to do to achieve them. And you've also got a plan going forward, because let's face it, our action and our plans don't just stop when this 3 days stops. So planning is key, guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun. I'm loving doing these videos with you guys. So thank you for watching, and I will chat to you guys really, really soon. Okay, see ya.